everybody, this is Diane. I know I said the next video would probably be stamping with my new stuff, but I've been cleaning in here today, and I was just organizing down by my sewing machine where I had a lot of fabrics out from recent projects, so I thought I need to organize my fabrics. I have had some piles in my closet where I keep my fabrics just on the floor because I didn't know where to put them, so I need to organize my containers so I can fit everything in and dispose of some things because I don't want piles on the floor. So let me just explain. I know I've said I'm going to show you a tour of my craft room, but I just can't get it organized enough to do a tour. So I'll just tell you for now that I have a cubby unit that I purchased from Walmart and put together by myself. And it has 3 of these little boxes and then 3 open units. Well, I think I had to buy the boxes, the little canvas totes to fit in there. But I bought 3, and then I have 3 baskets. I needed something not quite so deep for things like this. So that's what I have 3 of these and 3 of these, and then I have some other kinds of baskets that I'll talk about. Well, I'll show you. So you know how I'm organizing all my fabrics. These big totes are for like special fabrics, specialty fabrics, and we'll go through those. And then these little baskets are, let me tell you how big they are. 5.5 inches high, 10.5 inches by, looks like 13.5. And they fit in the cubbies, but then there's a lot of empty space at the top because they're not deep, and I didn't want them to be deep because I need to be able to see what's in here. So for 2 of them, I have things that are sitting underneath the basket on the floor of the cubby. One of them is these leather pieces that I got at the flea market. So I don't use them very much, and so they can sit underneath my basket and not be disturbed, and that helps take up a little bit of room. And then the other is my layer cakes. A layer cake, if you don't know, are 10 by 10 inch squares of fabrics, and I know Moda has them. You can get them in quilt shops, but they're specifically for a certain line. This one happens to be the Kathy Holden leather and lace line, and this is a great line of fabrics. Look at that, how beautiful. So I don't necessarily need to keep them all together because I'm not making a quilt with them. I'm not going to use them all in one project, but I like to keep them together for a while because I might want to make a journal cover out of this collection, and I'll have all of them here. And then after I've used up some of it, I'll probably disperse it into my stash. And then, well, I still have a couple of other layer cake sets here that I bought at a quilt shop when I went with my friend, and these are also Kathy Holden, the Flea Market Fresh. And then while I was there, I really splurged that day because these Moda layer cakes are expensive. But I got some others that weren't Kathy Holden, just some really pretty patterns that I liked. And this one. And that one. So I keep these layer cakes, and I do have to be a little careful when I'm putting my basket in and out so I don't mess those up, you know, but I know they're there and I'm careful with them. So without talking, oh, well, I'm sorry, I wasn't done. So I have that cubby with all of those, and then I have, next to my sewing machine, I have a unit of drawers that I keep my lace and trims in, but I have one drawer that has these smaller pieces of fabric. They're smaller than what is in these, and I just keep this by my sewing machine, and I can make fabric flips and pockets and things, and I can use them for, you know, patchwork and all kinds of stuff. So I try to keep it limited to this size. I don't want more than this. So that'll have to be organized also. And then to get smaller than that, I have this on a little shelf next to my sewing machine, and it's full now, so I need to do something with it. But these are the small scraps, and I make fabric flips out of these. So I will take this and some pins and maybe some laces and trims, and this little container, which is they're the crumbs. And I'll use these to make clusters and fabric flips while I'm watching TV, and then sew them together. So I'll need to be doing that soon and thin this down, and probably I will get rid of some of these because I can't have it overflowing, and I really need to limit my supplies. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this. This is one of my little baskets that has sort of larger pieces. It could be a fat quarter or bigger. I don't measure to be able to determine which container they're going to go in, but that's what these type of baskets are, what I use them for. And I have them standing up, not stacked, so that I can see what I have. So this, as you can see, has pinks and reds and blues, and I don't know if these are supposed to be in here or if I just stuck them in there, but I'm going to set them aside for now. And I'm just going to look at what I have. I have thinned these out not too long ago, so I don't know that I'll be getting rid of very much, but I just want to go through things. So I've got these. I remember getting this. It was and this was on it. It was a tied pack like you'd get at a quilt shop, and I got that at a estate sale, and they all were these colors. And I've got some flea market fabrics here. So these are predominantly pink. And I like all of these. I don't see anything that I think I need to get rid of. Basically, I want to organize things. Oh, this one has tucks in it. That would be fun to use. It would make a good pocket. Looks like it was the front of a little girl's dress. Can you see the tucks? So I can sort through the stash of stuff that's been sitting on the floor in my closet. My closet basically has fabrics and book pages. I've got some drawer units in there that are full of book pages, and then there are some smaller drawers stacked on top of the cubby that holds these. So these are red, and then we have some maroon and purpley colors. And I have vintage ephemera in those little drawers, different kinds of the vintage ephemera that you see me get from flea markets. I think, I was going to say I don't need this much, but I think I'll take a piece of this and put it with my Raggedy Ann stuff. It'll, not be so much in here, and it will remind me that I have this to use in Raggedy Ann journals. So that's another thing. Some of my fabrics are with the collections that they would be used with. So I have farm themed fabrics and sewing themed fabrics, and I might have, I don't know if I have circus themed fabrics. I have fabrics that would go with circus journals. So these are kind of an orangey peach color. I don't know if I have, so nothing in here that I want to get rid of. Yeah, there's really nothing. I've already thinned these out, and there's still room in here, so it's not like I need to destash this stuff. So let me look at my others and see where these fabrics belong. I have 3 of these baskets, like I said. One of them, this one, is for the special fabrics. So this one has some more Kathy Holden that are bigger than the layer cakes, Pioneer Woman, and some special fabrics, maybe some Tim Holtz in there. And what I call novelty fabrics would be like, with pictures. So like these childhood fabrics that I got at the flea market, and the Dick and Jane fabrics that I got at an estate sale. These are novelty fabrics. So they would go in here. And I have a large piece of this, and I already sold a bunch of it after I bought it, but I can't bring myself to get rid of any more of that because I love it. So I'm gonna put all the Dick and Janes together. I had all of these out on my counter while I was making those 3 journals that I just finished. And all of these fabrics and the Dolly Dingles, I got all of these at one estate sale. That was such a fun day. Yeah, and then I got these pieces at a flea market this year all together. Some more Dick and Jane. I feel like I sold too much of my Dick and Jane fabric, because what you see is all I have left. Okay, so there's Dick and Jane. There's my child novelty fabrics. And these are in here because I bought, a few years ago actually, I bought some fabrics with a provincial rooster print, that one, and some fabrics to go with it. And I sold them in bundles. I'm looking for the other pieces that went with it. I may have used them for other things. Yeah, I don't see them in here. Not a single one. There should be a blue one just like this. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they'll show up in one of the other containers. But when I put that bundle together, I had these trims and these packets of ephemera that I made. So I really need to get busy and make a rooster journal while I still have a little bit left. All I have is this red, but there should be a blue one. Oh, is it in the basket I just looked at? It is. So here's the blue one. It has plates on it, and then these went with it. All of these fabrics were in the rooster fabric bundles. So I should probably just put these with my farm stuff. I don't know. My farm stuff is full. Oh, let me see. There was another color. Yep. It got divided up. This goes with it too. Maybe I'll see some more when I look through the others. Okay, so let me look through these and then put those other novelty pieces in here. These are pieces that I ordered from an Etsy shop. I love them. This is like my favorite one right there. Sorry you couldn't see what I was showing you. And this was a curtain or something from a flea market. So even flea market finds make it into my specialty basket. Some Tim Holtz. This is just a remnant piece, but I loved it, so it came in here. VTech fabric. Corey. Yesterday I couldn't remember her name, but now I know it's Corey, and I can't remember the last name. So this was also a flea market and remnants. I love this one. I'm going to put this with the childhood ones. Make sure all my Pioneer Woman is together and my Tim Holtz is together. These are Pioneer Woman. And these are all Kathy Holden. I'm sorry, my camera actually stayed zoomed in this time. Usually it doesn't, so I keep forgetting that I have a narrower screen here, a smaller field of vision. So I'm keeping all of this stuff, but now I can put in these other fabrics that have been sitting on the floor or on my desk. Oops, I put that upside down so all the folds are on the bottom. That doesn't look very attractive. There we go. That's a nice little basket of fabrics. So these were also on my table from the recent projects, and I can put some of them in the basket we just did. There's still lots of room in here. So there's with the pink, and there's yellow and green and pink. Yeah, I think all the other colors go in here. So the peachy orange color kind of goes along with these anyway, and the browns and the greens. I think they will all fit in here. The yellows, these are going to go in a different, oh, not this one. I'll tell you about the next basket for those. Guess I'll put that with yellows. Actually, this one I'll keep with the pinks. This one I'll take out because I'll have a different place for these. I'm sorry. So sorry. This has a blue background, but because of the multicolored florals, I'm going to put it in a different place. But this I'll put with the yellows. I don't appear to have a lot of yellows. And the greens and the browns. And these will have a different basket, and I will explain why in a moment. I can fit some more in here. There's lots of room here and some more room here. Lots of room in that basket. In the last basket, this one has some solids and the kind of neutral patterns, as I call them. They're plaids, dots, stripes, even bandana. So they can basically be treated as a neutral to go with a flower. And I'm talking about the pattern, not the color. The pattern is neutral. And then this part is multicolored. So let's take a look at these. This is a big piece right here. So I think I can remove some of this, although I love this pattern. It reminds me of a dress I used to have. One that I made when I was a teenager. Sorry if that was too close to the camera. But I think I'll just keep half of this. I'm going to move it away from the camera while I fold. I certainly don't think I'll be doing all of these baskets on this one video. So I could put that with the greens. I think I will. Because it's mostly green. And I don't know if I'll have enough fabrics that I'm disposing of to make a bundle. But I can set this one aside. So then I have this piece, which is multicolor, and this was a curtain too or something. It's got a hem that's small enough. I'll keep it. This can go with the peach. This can go with the yellow. I'll put these with the yellow. Okay, and then these are just multicolored. That is so pretty. And it's kind of sunk down there so I don't see it. I try to riffle through with my fingers when I'm looking, so that can go with the green. I love this one too. Love the colors in that. This is a Pioneer Woman fabric. This was one of my favorite remnants that I found at Walmart. Also, I wanted to say that when the pieces get small and I move them to that drawer that I showed you, this one's probably small enough for that drawer, but I'm keeping it with this. With the novelty pieces like the children's prints and whatnot, I keep the smaller pieces with the large piece, just because if I'm using the big piece, I might want to have a small piece for something. I love that cherry print. A lot of these are like a white or cream colored background. So this is basically pink, but it's got a lot of white, so I put it in this section. I think there's going to be a lot of room in this basket too. So then I need my solids. I got a bunch, like a whole box of fabric at the flea market last year, I think. And there were a lot of these really pretty pastels. All of these came in that one bag of fabric, and I just thought they were so pretty together. I don't think I have a lot of solids that aren't pastel. And I don't use a lot of solids, but sometimes you need them. And I just love the color of these. Got some yellows here. That one really needs ironing. And I've got this white on white. It's a very light stripe. I don't know if you can see it. It's pink. And this beige on beige plaid. Lovely little bundle there. And in between those, I will put, I'll just set this like that for now, my neutral patterns. This can go with the multicolored. So I have some bandana prints and gingham, and I put them by color. So this is a white background with very, very pale gold colored dots. So I put it with the yellow. It's a teal, so I'll probably put that in between the blue and the green. Have some black dots, got some blue, and some gingham blue. So I've used a lot of this stuff. I thought I had other, oh, I do have other color of bandana, the blue. So I don't have a lot of this like I used to. Organizing it like this also helps me see what I have enough of and what I could use more of. So these pieces can go right along with the multicolor stuff here. And I have all this room here. That takes care of the 3 baskets. Well, I've got this pile that's been on the floor of my closet. And these are pillowcases that I got at the flea market. I absolutely love them. And I do have one of the taller little canvas things that go in the cubbies. I have one of those that is just sheets. I am not seeing it right now. Oh, I see it. Okay, so I just tossed them in there for now. Oh, these are the heavier fabrics. I was wondering where they were. I used to use these for spine fabrics all the time. I would get them in the clearance container at Walmart, and I kept a stash of them, but I use just regular cotton fabric. So these can go in a basket that I just put away. And these are green. That's a gingham. I wonder why these were on the floor. They used to be in a basket. Must be I got them out and then just didn't bother putting them where they belong when I was done. So let's sort them. There's yellow, and this is yellow. I think that's a Pioneer Woman one, but I'll just keep it with the yellow. And this would be a novelty fabric with the deer and the multicolor fabrics. And then I've got my rust and fall and browns. I was wondering where they were. And these are solids that I dyed. I'll put them with that. Some more of that red. It's a darker red. But I think I'll put that with the neutral because it's almost like a polka dot. This is not what I typically use, but I kept a small piece of it. I sold the rest of it. Multicolor. Multicolor. I think I'll put that with the multicolor. And yellow. This was a dress that I took apart. I'll keep it all. I love it. I've used some of it in journals. Okay, now I get to put all this stuff away. Guess that goes in multicolor. All of these. So now we're going to fill up that basket a little bit better. Let's get it back up here. Here's the green. This is not where the green is. The green is in here. I think I'll move the yellow out to the side. I try to keep them tidy, but I end up having to iron some of them when I use them. I guess that needs to be folded. Okay, and I have brown for here. Now, it's pretty full. I have a little bit more room right here. I'm going to put the deer with the novelty fabrics. And these with the solids. And these with the neutral patterns. There. And these with the multicolors. And I'll put the heavier ones on the side here. All right, that's 3 totes. How are we doing with time? That was only half an hour. Okay, now I'm going to look and see what is in this. I'm going to stand up to do this. So I'll move this so it's not right under the camera. This is an apron. Another apron. And another apron. So this is aprons and tablecloths and kitchen towels. And I have some small pieces from pieces that I've already cut. And this is a salt bag. So this is kitchen-y stuff in this. This is a pocket from an apron. Piece of an apron. It's a pocket too. So I'm going to put the pockets in a separate pile. Love this. That's a pocket too. There. I've got some quilt pieces in here. I don't think they belong in there. This is part of a tablecloth. Pocket. Apron pieces. This is a row of snaps from that really pretty apron. This was a smock type of an apron, and it was very stained. But I love the fabric. It's a strap from a... So I think I need to keep the strap pieces and the pocket pieces of aprons separate, because sometimes I want a strap to make a tie for a journal. And sometimes I want a pocket to add to a large journal. So it looks like I had it organized like that in here, because these are all straps. And these are all strips of sheets. And that's from a baby's outfit. I'll keep that one. I guess I might use these for making ties, but I think I need to keep these in a different place where I can grab them when I need to make ties. It's an apron piece. These are just pieces of aprons and, not aprons, but tablecloths and towels that I've cut. These pieces that are images that are cut from kitchen pieces, I will keep separate also. I think that's a pocket. And this way, if I put these somewhere else, I can look for them when I want to applique an image to a page or a pocket or something. I'm not sure how much you're seeing. So these are all images that are cut from these vintage pieces. This is smocking from an apron. Pieces from tablecloths. I think the bigger squares, though, I'll keep with the tablecloth pieces, because I'll just make a pocket out of that. Guess I'll put it there with the pockets. Here's another apron. This, I love this kitchen towel. It's a whole piece. Yeah, there's a little scrap kitchen towel. Okay, this is, I don't know what it is. It's got a seam up here, but I love the scene on it. I think I got this in a Happy Mail, so I should probably use it. I like it. So these are the bigger pieces. More apron. I love this one. I've used a lot of pieces from this apron. But look at, I have these great big pockets left. I probably wouldn't make a pocket with them because they're so big. But I would definitely use them. Well, I don't see myself giving away any of this stuff or selling it. Look at that. I love that. Because I love these pieces so much. I don't think I would use this black apron tie. I've got to sit down. My back is tightening up. I think I'll dispose of that. Yeah, I got rid of one thing. There's another gorgeous tablecloth. And this piece, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but look at that. That is awesome. So if I get this all organized, I can get in there and get these totes out and go through them more often. It was just a mess in there. Those I can applique. I love this too. I got this at a estate sale. Isn't that great? Love that. I sold some of this too. I think I did. I bought several. I love this piece. Several tablecloths at that estate sale, and I know I sold some of the pieces. Look at this one. It's awesome. That might have been in a Happy Mail too. Well, this is a pretty full tote, and I think it's going to stay full. But I better just start using it. That's from an apron. More apron pieces. This was a tablecloth that my mom made. Well, she didn't really make it, she just cut it because it wasn't even hemmed. There's another apron. Apron? I didn't know I had so many aprons. Apron. This is a heavy duty piece, and it's quite big. Not super heavy, but it's thicker than a lot of them. So I think I'm going to cut this in half, and I'll just keep half of it. Okay, then at the bottom, I have all of these sacks. So I'm going to load this back up and then go through the sacks. Sugar sacks, flour sacks, salt sacks, whatever they are. I might be able to get rid of some of those apron pieces. I'll take a better look at them. Oh, I didn't look at these. Tablecloth. I think that was an apron. Love it. And I love these pieces. I've used several of these in different projects. Okay. I want the small pieces where I can access them without digging, but I still want to be able to find my bigger pieces. So I'll put the aprons on top of the tablecloths. Then I have all these little things. These would be appliqued onto things. I'm putting them down in the side. It's probably not the best way to do it. In fact, I'm going to move the aprons down there. So I think I need to get rid of some aprons. I'll put the salt sacks and stuff on top. All right, let's look at the aprons. I want that one. I want that one. I like that because it looks really retro, but I think I can let that one go. I just had aprons in my shop yesterday. I can let this one go. If anybody wants them. I think I already cut this one. No, I didn't. It's got a lot of purple, so I probably won't use it. So I'll let that one go. Look at me go. These are already cut up. This one I can let go. Guess I'll be putting more aprons in the shop. I love the red polka dots. I love these, so I'll keep those. So these will go down along the side. Then I'll just have this little stack on top and the cut pieces, and I can put I will put these in here. I'll just have to remember to get in here and look when I want to make ties. Okay, now I just have to look at 42 minutes. We're doing good. Just have to look at these. That's a cute little salt bag. It's thin. I wouldn't use it for a journal cover, but I could sew it on top of a journal cover, or I could use it inside a journal. I have a hard time getting rid of these because I love them. Sometimes they're hard to find, and sometimes they're expensive when you do find them, but when I see one at a really good price, it's awesome. This one is big, and it's the kind of fabric that I love. It's a little bit nubby, just slightly textured, and it's got this big rooster on it. So that would look cute on a journal front. Sure would. Maybe I should put this with my farm stuff. Then I have this big one. Perfection. I love these stripes along the sides too. This is a salt bag. International Salt Company, and this is stained, but I don't think it was ever used. It's not sewn together. I would definitely make a journal with that. This is a nice thick one. Heavier than the other one that I said was heavy. Yeah, that's a really good quality, and this one is corn seed. And this one, I think, is even thicker. Really good quality bag, and it's very faded. Penscott Red Clover. 60 pounds net weight. And then it has these black numbers stamped on there. It's all pretty faded, but that would be really cool on the inside of a journal. I could use this for the outside and, you know, applique or patchwork all over it, and then have this on the inside. That would be cool. This one I've made, I got a bunch of these, I think in a Happy Mail. Somebody sent me a whole bunch of these. And I've used several. And I had started to make this, but it ended up being the wrong size. So I just put it aside. And this is a whole bag. It's not sewn together. But I like the bright colors on that. Oh, there's another one. This is heavier than those. But how many flour sack, vintage sack journals am I going to make? How many of these do I need? Sample of Red Star Milling Company. So this was just a sample size. How cool is that? That would make a really fun little journal, wouldn't it? This is a thin one. And it says Fairlawn brand, and there's a house and trees. It's pretty faded. And it's pretty thin. This would have to be reinforced to be a cover. And then this is the last one. Silk Floss, Kansas Milling Company. Family Patent Flour, Wichita, Kansas. Look at that. I love this stamping. Yeah. So some of these I could just cut up and use in journals. Like I would cut these various pieces off. It says Kansas grows the best wheat in the world. And it has a shock of wheat there. And then this is in orange. I see the word bread. It's really hard to tell what that is a picture of. Looks like a cat. It's a cat's face. Maybe there's a cat sticking out of a flour sack. I don't know. I can't really tell what it is. But this would be fun to cut up into various pieces and use in a journal. Yeah, that's what I'll do with that piece because it's pretty thin. So I don't see any I want to get rid of. So I'll just put these right on top of the aprons and stuff. And what I'll have to do is tie a tag here to tell me what all is in here so I know it's not just flour sacks, it's flour sacks and tablecloths and aprons and kitchen towels. Okay, so we did my 3 fabric baskets and one of the big cubby totes, and I think we'll call it quits. And I'll come back and do some more another day if you're interested in seeing more. Thanks for going through them with me, and I guess I'll be getting these in the shop. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 aprons. All right, so yeah, I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm done for the night, and I hope you are having a creative day today. Bye-bye.